Hi everyone, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be unboxing this Scrye magazine. It's a sealed one, which is rare. It is issue 53 from September 2002, so another year on from my last opening. So this issue does come with some free cards. There's a Buffy one there, which is nice. So we'll open it up and we'll have a look inside. So this is just a silver Ultra Pro sleeve, I guess just as a sample, just so you know what they're like if you want to buy them. We get a card here, I don't know where this is from, Vampire the Eternal Struggle. I never collected that. You can see the card there. Then this one is from the Dragon Ball Z card game, the actual Dragon Ball Z card game, not any Mayhem. And this is the Celestial Battleground promo. And then we get this card, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer CCG. This is Everyday Vamp Hijinks, promo 5 from Angel's Curse expansion. That's nice to see. There were quite a few promos for Buffy, if I remember. I did collect it a little bit back in the day. And then we get the magazine. So it's got a picture of Yoda on here. The Star Wars trading card game from Wizard of the Coast was out at this time. So that's probably why we've got Yoda here. Yeah, Sith Rising. That was the first expansion, I think, for it. I wasn't a huge collector of it because I was hardcore Decipher Star Wars CCG. Right, what we got in this issue then? So we've got an advert for Yu-Gi-Oh! And another magic thing here. There's a Class of 99 Buffy expansion advert here. This is the second expansion, so it's Premiere, Angel's Curse, and then Class of 99. So that must have been coming out in the future. And we get the contents. Then we get the introduction. Letters to the editor. Adverts. News and new releases. So it's a news page. Not as colourful and well set out as before. It seems to have gone downhill a bit. So apparently there's a Lord of the Rings bonus issue for Scrye magazine. I don't know. I wasn't buying this magazine when this was released, I should just say. I stopped buying it probably about year 2000, I'm not 100%. There's a revised book, the book I've got, mine's got a black cover, so it might be the second release. There's not any Decipher news. Decipher had kind of lost its way after losing Star Wars, and Star Trek 2nd edition was still going. And Lord of the Rings was going at that time, but they'd lost Star Wars by 2002. There's the advert for Sith Rising. Obviously the prequels are out at this time. Attack of the Clones had come out this year, so Wizards of the Coast was really cashing in on the prequels. And we get is that Pamela Anderson? I don't know. I don't know why it would be Pamela Anderson doing a WWF thing, but I don't know. It's probably a wrestler that I'm not aware of. I wasn't into wrestling. Then we get a Sith Rising preview by the look of it. Game of Thrones. Well before the popular TV show, which I don't watch, came out, there was a Game of Thrones card game. It might still be going, I'm not sure. I never collected it. Class 99 ready to graduate. So this is an announcement of the next expansion. And we get more wrestling cards. It's The Rock back in the day. That must be that blonde woman, I don't know. I was not into wrestling. Dragon Ball Z. there's not really a lot in this magazine. At this point, it was a lot of adverts by the look of it, and lots of Yu-Gi-Oh, which I wasn't interested in. A few dream cards. Is that dream cards? No. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They look like dream cards. They didn't look very well designed. There's a bit about Harry Potter, which is interesting. A couple of decks here. I would like to go back and revisit Harry Potter. I have, because I've never collected it. I have looked on eBay. Obviously the prices of the game is quite expensive. So I'm umming and ahhing. I might just buy a deck maybe, just to see the rules and things, just see the overview. But I do like Harry Potter, so I might delve into that a bit. I'm not sure yet. Pokemon trading card game. That's a deck. Magic. Lots of magic. Warlord, I don't know what that is. Mage Knight, Imagination. Lord of the Rings. I did try and get into Lord of the Rings. The first set, Fellowship of the Ring, I collected a lot of that. And the next set, I think, was that Two Towers? I can't remember, but I think I had a bit of that as well. I never had a complete set. I've still kept a few odd cards for my collection, but most of them I sold off. It wasn't a game I never played it, I just collected it because I like the movies. And it was Decipher, so it was a nice designed game. I like the design of the cards. Player's Guide to Realms of the Elf Lords. And we get some Buffy stuff, which is nice to see. A big Buffy deck there, you need a lot of cards to do that. What's this? Oh, Raw Deal, that's the wrestling game, WWF game. We get some, I know this is an American magazine, but there was always these like basketball and baseball games, card games, which I suppose they might have sold well in America. They wouldn't have crossed over to the UK though. Let me get some Star Wars. No new Star Wars CCG expansions coming from Decipher because they had lost the license to Wizards of the Coast. So it's just saying about the Players Committee continuing it, which still goes to this day, making virtual cards, they're called. I never got into that, I'm only into the physical cards. Star Trek, so it's a bit about dilemmas, I think. A big part of the game. Doomtown. Then we get the usual price guides, which I'll skip past Magic because we all know Magic's featured, and then it's probably Pokemon next. Yeah, and then just see what else is featured. So we got Yu-Gi-Oh, that was quite big. I think behind Pokemon, that's probably the next biggest card game. Lord of the Rings, Hero Clicks, never got that. Buffy, Dragon Ball Z, Harry Potter. So you can see over the past year the games have changed, that they feature Imagination. And then we get a bit of Star Trek and Star Wars. Nice to see it still in there a little bit. Then we get the Wizards of the Coast trading card game for Star Wars. Tournaments. Then we get, Scrye back issues. That's interesting. Shame it doesn't still go. 15 years later, it'd be nice to buy some sealed back issues, but never mind. And then on the back, what have we got here? Oh, it's just a collectible for Lord of the Rings. So yeah, that's issue 53, September 2002. As I said, I wasn't as interested in card games at this point. 2002, I collected a little bit of the Star Wars Wizards of the Coast game, but not a lot. I wasn't really interested in it. 2002, I also collected Buffy and a bit of Lord of the Rings. So I was still buying cards at that point, but I wasn't getting this magazine. I don't think it was very widely available back then. The card shop I used to go to had closed down, so it wasn't getting... I can't remember where I was buying my cards from at that point. I think eBay had just come along, so it might have been off eBay. I can't remember. But anyway, that's issue 53, September 2002. I hope you enjoyed watching this little bit of card game history. And stay tuned to my channel because I've got a lot more of these coming in the future. So thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.